Thank you. Thank you for these teachings and what a great impact it's had in my life. My question today is around a relationship, primary partnership, marriage, kids, that sort of thing. And it seems there's an evolution in that. I was wondering if you could speak to that.
An evolution within you?
Within me, for sure. And I'm looking for some guidance in that.
Toward what end? Say it.
Happiness.
Satisfaction. Happiness, satisfaction. Toward that end. But toward what end is misleading, is misguiding. Because that sounds like no relationship, no happiness, no relationship, no happiness, no relationship, no satisfaction, no relationship, no satisfaction. Relationship, happiness. And it never works like that. It's happiness, happiness, happiness. Oh, you can have no relationship, no happiness, no relationship, no happiness, no relationship, no happiness, no relationship, no happiness. And you can marry someone and still have no relationship and no happiness. What's most important is that you find the satisfaction factor first. And what that means is you feel joy in the evolution. And that's what you said to us in part. I'm feeling the evolution of it. And so we would like so much if all of you, if we could just know it so powerfully that you know it too while we're knowing it. And sometimes it does work like that for a little while. Sometimes we just know something so much that when you are listening to us, you know it too. And then things that you practiced thinking about before sort of enter your mix and you sort of lose your connection to that knowing. But the relationship between you and you is of paramount importance for you to be aware of. And we know that you know that. We could feel that when you were talking about your appreciation of what this understanding has meant to you, because you can feel that you are so much more often feeling so good. And so then the question comes to so many of you, well, I've been practicing this and I'm feeling better more than I'm not. I'm feeling good more than I'm not. I'm feeling so much better than I used to feel. And so now, shouldn't I take this knowing and focus my desire toward really accomplishing something? And that really is what deliberate creation is. But the key that you must understand about yourself is, in this moment in time, when I've decided to give attention to this subject, in this case of relationships, in this moment in time, will my more specific attention to the subject inflame my vibration of doubt and missing and not seeing it yet? Or will it enhance my feeling of empowerment and knowing and invincibility? That's the piece that you want to know. Because sometimes when you talk about something, it makes your heart ache a little. And sometimes when you talk about something, it makes your heart swell a little. And you must determine what your important, because your attention is the only attention that matters, what your attention to any subject in any moment feels like to you. That's why we're really sort of hammering this idea of satisfaction. So if it feels pleasing to you to think about moving through life with someone, if you see two people together and it thrills you and it makes you feel anticipation of that empowering couplement for yourself, then that's a time to watch them, follow them a little, listen to them laugh, listen to them playing with each other, watch the affection between them, milk it, practice the vibration of that, practice the vibration of that, so that that's the vibration that you most easily go to. But let's say you're not there yet and you're out and about and you see a couple together and it hurts your heart a little bit, or it makes you yearn for something that you used to have, or it makes you wonder why it's taking so long. And as you watch them, instead of feeling happiness for them and for yourself of rendezvousing with them, instead you feel uneasiness, or you feel unworthiness, or you feel unreadiness. Then look away. Don't practice that vibration. Don't practice that vibration, because what's happening in your vibrational mix before any manifestation, wanted or unwanted, is a practice of thought. There's a momentum in thought. So if it feels good, let the momentum increase within you. You use those words, the evolution of desire within you. Let those feelings, let that thought, let it evolve, let it grow, let it get bigger, let the momentum go with it. But if you sense that you're hurting a little, or that it's less than feeling good, then turn your attention away from it. And not in a painful, distressed way, but in a knowing, oh, what Esther has been saying to herself is, don't go there. Don't go there. Don't go there. And if she catches the don't go there moment before she's gone there, she cannot go there. But if she goes there before she says don't go there, then she knows she's already there. And then what happens is she's saying, shouldn't have gone there. Didn't mean to go there. Not too smart to be here. Oh, why am I here?
So directly with that in relationship, very similar. Like relationships are great for me and they're awesome. And then there's little things that's like, I don't like that. And then, oh, that's not so good either.
And what's so interesting is once you pinpoint something you really don't like, almost everybody else you meet has it. Because it's active in your mix. It's active in your mix. And so when you've got competing vibrations going on, then you're kind of sloppily gathering up. You're sloppy in your gathering. So you see, this creation includes wanted and unwanted all of the time. And what manifests always is the evidence of the balance of your vibration. But nothing will manifest, this is new, nothing will manifest wanted or unwanted without substantial momentum. Ooh, it's so fun. Enough?
One more question.
Yeah.
Could you speak to the interplay between choice and destiny?
All that you call destiny is choice. What feels like destiny are the incremental choices that you made by knowing what you do want and knowing what you don't want, and throwing them individually into your vortex. We'll talk about that in case you don't know about the vortex. But if you don't know about it, where have you been? When you get a whiff of your vortex, it feels like destiny because it's calling you in such a strong way. But the destiny in this conversation was made up of individual choices that you were making. And then we must speak to choices that you've made even before you came into this physical experience that don't vary at all vibrationally from who you are and the desires that you are determining now. But it feels to you like a calling, and that's why you call it destiny. Esther was talking to a friend about that yesterday, that sometimes there's just a feeling that is so strong and it cannot be denied. And if you feel it and you turn from it to do something else instead, sometimes you start feeling a sort of paralyzation. In other words, you cannot not go in the direction of this powerful calling and be satisfied. But that requires a little trust. That's why we explain it to you in this way. You were non-physical energy before you came into this physical body. Yes. And here you are in this physical body. Yay. And the non-physical part of you is still non-physically focused and flowing to you and through you all the time, but non-physically focused. So here you are with your physical perspective, sifting and sorting, knowing what you don't want, knowing what you do want, and asking continually for this and that. And so these rockets of desires are going forth into this vibrational reality that we have named the vortex, because we wanted you to feel the reality of it, even though you cannot yet see it or hear it or smell it or taste it or touch it. It's the vibrational version of all that you have become. And your inner being stands there strong and benefited by the choices that you've been making as you've been sifting and sorting. So this non-physical part of you now is standing there in all of that clarity and all of that knowing, and no doubt, no lackful anything, all things wanted, because you sifted it out one experience at a time. And now, because your inner being is there, and most important, because law of attraction is responding to this entity called you and your non-physical inner being and all that you've asked for, as law of attraction is responding to that, cooperative components are being called to it. And you, who have the most vibrational, we'll call it DNA, it's wrong terminology, but the most vibrational hooking to it, because you created it. There is nothing in all of the universe that this cooperative, you are the most desired cooperative component. Let's put it that way. Your inner being is most desirous of you being a cooperative component to your own creation. And that's why it feels like such a powerful calling. And that's why you feel such satisfaction when you have any thought that moves you toward it. And it's why you feel an uneasy tugging when you have any thought that takes you from it. So if you have thoughts like, I can't do that, or I'm not ready for that, or I'm not worthy of that, or there's injustice or unfairness, if you go contrary to any of the knowledge that you have come to through all that you have lived, then you aren't moving in the direction of your destiny. And the reason that the word destiny is a good word is because can you feel the inevitability of it, the absoluteness of it? In other words, this is destiny. This is certain. This is who you are. We just don't think you should have to croak to get there. We think that you have the ability to pay attention to how you feel and to thought by thought allow yourself to be called by this powerful law of attraction that is calling you and all of the cooperative components there. How many what you call synchronistic things, or maybe even coincidental things, happen, and you marvel at the oddness of that coincidence when we revel in the sureness of the attraction. So much is going on, and as you pay attention, as you notice the cooperative components of which you are a part, and you revel in them no matter how large or small they feel. Esther and her family were on their way to have breakfast somewhere over the holidays, and when they got there, friends that they had been thinking about and wishing to be with met them accidentally in the parking lot. Not coincidental. Energy had been flowing and the orchestration was taking place, and each of them was inspired to be at that place at that time for the rendezvous that non-physical is orchestrating for you all day, every day. And then another event and another event and another event and another event, until in time you begin to understand that your destiny's got you. Your destiny has you, you see. Your destiny made up of individual choices. But you got to make the choice to want to feel good to even be anywhere near it. Is destiny a word like God that we can never speak to you again? Don't mess up the idea of destiny. Let it be your long-term intentionality that you're adding to every day of choices. Destiny couldn't exist if it were not for choices. And destiny couldn't be discovered, or you couldn't find your way to it if it weren't for the choice of wanting to feel good. There's no destiny that you have to think those thoughts. You have choices, free will in every thought that you think. But ultimately, you'll end up in a really good feeling place for a minute, for a little while, because you'll jump right back in with both feet into more choosing, because choosing is what's necessary for eternity. Very good.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.